I'm gonna take a pound of ground beef and add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt. This is gonna take about 4 to 5 minutes to cook. That looks ready. I'm gonna set it in my bowl and let it cool off. I'm gonna lower the heat to make my bechamel sauce. We need 5 tablespoons of butter. Now I'm gonna melt my butter before I add my flour. Ready to add our flour. We're gonna add half a cup. I like whole milk for this dish, and then I'm gonna let it thicken. A little bit of salt and some ground white pepper. So just a couple pinches of that, and some wonderful nutmeg. So I'm gonna stir it every once in a while and keep a close eye on it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get my bowl ready and add my tomato sauce to it. We're gonna need about 1.5 cups. So I'm gonna measure it out. And let's check on our bechamel. You just wanna stick your finger, ooh, that's hot, in the back and see how it stays separated. It doesn't come back together, so you know it's thick enough. I'm using some frozen chopped spinach. I don't want a lot of extra water because it's gonna make my lasagna soggy and drown out all those flavors. Add 1/3 cup of this creamy pink bechamel. Our layers of pasta, our ricotta cheese mixed with egg. Now we're gonna add our chopped spinach with a little bit of salt because our frozen spinach doesn't really have any seasoning on it. And next layer of lasagna pasta. Next, our ground beef. A little bit of mozzarella cheese, a little bit of our bechamel sauce, and for our last layer of lasagna, the rest of our sauce. Grated Parmesan cheese, a little bit of butter. It's ready to go in the oven. So I've preheated my oven 375 degrees, and it's gonna bake for 45 minutes. So I'm gonna start with my infused oil. And I'm just gonna add half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. So I'm just going to zest 1 lemon in this olive oil. Now, I wanna cook my pasta and season the pasta water with lots of salt. So we're gonna add some linguine. Give that a quick little turn here. And that's gonna take about 8 to 10 minutes. So in the meantime, I'm gonna cook the shrimp and make a little sauce for it. A couple of shallots and a couple of garlic cloves. So just wanna peel the shallot. And I'll just give it just a little bit of a rough chop. And again, they just give the pasta sauce a little bit of a base flavor. And add a little bit of olive oil, just like that. We're gonna add the shallots. Just wanna sweat them a little bit. It gives them lots of flavor and it makes them nice and tender. And I'm also gonna just mince my garlic. There we go. That, we're gonna add a little bit of salt too, just because the salt helps to sweat the shallots and the garlic. But these cook pretty quick, so you gotta keep an eye on them. The minute they're defrosted and they turn slightly pink, you know they're done. I'm gonna chop some flat leaf Italian parsley. I'm gonna zest another lemon in with my shrimp. And I'm also gonna add the juice. These are juicy lemons. I wanna add a little more salt, really flavor this, and some freshly ground black pepper. You wanna turn each and every shrimp so that it cooks evenly on both sides. Time to check the pasta. Perfect. So let's go right into the shrimp. I'm gonna turn the heat off. Add the parsley, a little bit of arugula. Now we need lemon oil. You can smell that lemon. Oh boy, that smells good. So I've got some boiling water here. I'm gonna add a little salt. There we go. We're gonna cook them for about 6 minutes so they're still al dente. We are gonna add ricotta cheese and about 1.5 to 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. And of course some Parmesan. We're actually gonna use parsley. Works perfectly in the stuffing. All right, mix these all together. 2 cloves of minced garlic. A little bit of salt, and a little bit of ground black pepper. Mixing it all up. You could use your favorite jarred tomato sauce. My meat's cooled and I've added it to my ricotta, Parmesan, and mozzarella, and we're ready to stuff our manicotti. So we're just gonna take the cooled manicotti and we're gonna stuff them a little bit at a time. There we go. And I've only cooked them part way. They're gonna finish in the oven. Some more mozzarella, more Parmesan cheese. And now I'm adding butter because it'll help give it a nice light brown color and it'll keep the topping nice and moist. This is gonna cook about 30 minutes. The oven's been heated to 350. So I'm finished peeling 5 garlic cloves for my Parmesan Pomodoro, one of my favorite tomato sauces ever, growing up and still today. I'm gonna add about 1/3 cup of olive oil. Cut the carrot in half and then put the carrot in the oil as well. Here in Italy, we have these tomatoes known as pomodorini. You could definitely just use whatever kind of canned tomatoes you like. Just make sure the butter's all melted. Now, let's grab our little spider and let's add the pasta directly into the sauce. Here we go. Before I toss it, I'm gonna grate a bunch of Parmesan cheese right over the top. Turn off the pasta water. And one more scoop and I think we'll be good. There we go. 1/2 cup or so of grated fresh Parmesan. Add a little bit of olive oil. And now for the moment of truth. We're gonna try the pasta. It's almost sweet, the pomodorini, you know? They're mild and sweet and creamy and cheesy. All the best flavors of a tomato sauce, all in one. I'm gonna start with the pancetta. I'm just chopping up the pancetta. And we're gonna fry it up. Put it in my pan with a little bit of oil. Put it in here. We're gonna add 2 cloves of garlic. There we go. While the pancetta cooks, let's get the spaghetti in the pot. And for this recipe, I'm gonna use a whole box of spaghetti. Great, that's gonna take between 8 and 10 minutes to cook. And in the meantime, I'm gonna make the sauce, the base. We're gonna use 8 egg yolks. And I wanna beat the egg yolks. 2.5 cups of heavy cream. There we go. Perfect. And now the Parmesan cheese. We have 1 cup of grated, fantastic Parmigiano Reggiano. So mix that all together here. I like to add fresh herbs to my carbonara. So we'll add the parsley in there and, of course, some basil. So chop that up and throw that in the mixture. Look how good that looks. Oh. Okay, now I'm gonna add the chicken. The chicken's already cooked and you can find them in most grocery stores these days. They have those nice roasted chickens. Let me get the topping ready. So I toast the walnuts and then we'll just sprinkle them right on top of the spaghetti. Now I'm ready to add the pasta directly into my pan here with the pancetta, the garlic, and the chicken. Wow. That That looks so good. Make sure you get all the Parmesan cheese off the bottom. I've got the pan on a very low heat because I don't want to curdle the egg yolks. I want to heat them through and cook them, but very slowly. Now, the walnuts that we chopped earlier, and a little bit of lemon zest right over the top. It's everything I love and more. Freshness from the herbs and the meatiness from the chicken and the pancetta.